Good morning. It is Sunday. Finally, the 30th of June. It's the third day of early access. It is 10:15 a.m. I've decided to restart recording early as opposed to doing what I did yesterday and editing videos in the morning because of how hot it got later in the day. So if I can get some recording done now, that means that in theory I can do my editing during the hottest parts of the day and not have the massive lights on for the rest of the day. As you can see here, our lovely model, Demajen Blackthorn, is currently wearing and styling the Gunbreaker job equipment. I went and unlocked Gunbreaker and Dancer last night, and gotta admit, Dancer took me a long time to try and find a decent setup for anything on her bars, but it's very, very cool. I'm not entirely sure about having that there, actually. Is there a simple version of this? Yes. I could say that. Yeah, Dancer was really, really cool, and it starts you off in an instance where it tells you how to play to a certain extent. It gives you some bits and pieces. The one issue with Dancer is going to be that my normal combination of buttons where I put things is they're going to be in very different places. So my muscle memory is going to be a little bit off. Gunbreaker, on the other hand, has a much more standard tanking setup, but it looks really cool. I didn't expect the kind of level 60 armor to look as fancy as it does. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here... Yes, I am going to use an easy white ticket. We're here to continue the main story quest. Main scenario quest. Yes. So we are in the Rak'Tika Greatwood. I will be your warrior of darkness for the day. And we are talking to Runar, who, if I remember correctly, had some kind of weird, almost Transylvanian act. It's probably not. I've probably just offended people. Sorry. See, we've got dancers that are the same level as me. But of course, you know, they're probably just reading through cutscenes, whereas I am reading through cutscenes. Done tending to the crops already? Yes. Nod. Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Una! Yes, Mr. Elf. They are elves. On the first. So that was totally by design. In the woods. City eaters. I fear they may have the touch. You got the touch. You got the power. Yes. That's a reference to a very classic 80s soft rock song. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For a mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. I think he's gone from French to vaguely German. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. Yeah, I think the Hrothgar for me are going to have to be my best kind of Germanic accent. But sir, what of Todia's Heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Yeah, elves are French, Hrothgar are German. Of all the times for sin eaters to appear. Sorry. Are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beast down, but if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. So they're powerful enough to sow a seed. What was that you said about a stone? It all began with a stone, or so the legends say. A few days passed, Todia, a child of the Knights Blessed was slain by the Sin Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens. Now, it is kind of a shame that the shadows are much lower frame rate. What if I could find it for you? Huh? I have experience fighting Sin Eaters, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia, descended from the Oracle? Not. Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the Blessed. Fortunately, there will be me. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please let me do this. She's becoming the hero that we need. Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. I'm always so surprised by this. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with him in no time at all. I was noting this yesterday, but I'm noting certain parallels of a sort between how Minfilia's story is progressing and how Izael's her story progressed in Heaven's Ward. That person that you learn more about and comes more out of a shell and you become more fond of over time. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. Yeah, this is just a reminder that I really do need to get the Go XLR's voice changer up and working. Right. Let us leave. I went and did a bit of exploring of the map yesterday. How do I zoom out on this? Not like that. Don't know how to do that on the controller. Yes, you can't access this side of the map at all. That tunnel there is the only way of doing so. There's an entire city, well, a network of caverns under the lake above my head here. All of these little warrens are places that you can actually go, or tree branches above the lake, which makes things a little bit on the confusing side, if I'm honest. But it was quite fun to explore. So, we're back in the world. We are over halfway towards level 75. Ooh, that's shiny. I don't know any of the controls. I really need to spend some time, actually. Maybe this afternoon. Just realised that the volume was down. Sorry about that. Beetle is power. Beetle most certainly is power. I went and fought some of them in Fates yesterday, and they were indeed powerful. Quite a lot of hit points made them quite tanky. Ba, ba, da, ba. Right. Surveying. Oh, cutscene. Huh? Sin Eaters. Where? Oh, hello, Kurabu. I like this sneer that... Oh, they've got multiple of them. This sneer that they have on their face. What are they looking for? I was hoping there would be only one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. What do you propose we do? Fighting them together here would make a lot of noise, which might attract beasts or other eaters. But if we fought them separately and quietly, we might not have to worry about that. Alright then, I'll draw one away while you handle the other. Wow, the other one is massively inobservant. Okay, Sunita. Slash! I don't have grit on, do I? Nope. I do not. Mind you, it doesn't matter. I'm still kind of thinking that grit does something apart from increases enmity, whereas of course it doesn't. My chocobo also isn't out. Slice! Sin Eater defeated. Where's Miniphilia gone? Oh, Miniphilia. Oh, there's a fate over here. Oh, this one. Yeah, I did this one last night. It took forever. It's one of those ones where you have to collect things and give them in, and it was... yeah, it took a while. You alright, Minphilia? Demajen, there you are. Stunned, though I feel I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. Well, you still beat it. I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the brush. Yeah. Right. This guy here has a follow-up quest to one of the ether current bits. Pile of leaves. You brush away the leaves and uncover a brilliant green gem. That was handy. Oh no. Beetle is power! Hey, Minphilia. Guess what I found? Did you have any luck? A keepsake once belonging to Todia. We have it. It's beautiful. This has to be it. You know, Thancred always said you were a woman of many talents, and I think I'm beginning to understand what he meant. I have much to learn if I be even half the hero you are. The hero she was. Ah, I'm sorry, forget I said anything. We should hurry back to Slitherbow. Runa and the others are probably worried. The problem with Minphilia that a lot of people have, and I did for a chunk of time, is that in terms of being a hero, she doesn't really do a lot. There aren't many instances in the storyline where she actually does things. She is a lot more like Alphino in the sense that she was a diplomat. She was an organizer. However, of course, Alphino does go with you and do things. Is that a giant monkey? Grassman. Level 80. I don't know if that's an A rank or an S rank. Either way, I'm not fighting him on my own. And not just because I'm level 74, but because he would actually absolutely murder me. I mean, I could probably shout out in chat that he's there, but... meh. I am a terrible community member. I meant to go and look up this music. Thank goodness you are safe. I had begun to fear the worst. By all that is dark, you found it. You can proceed with her service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, to guide our spirits unto the sunless sea and the hereafter. Even should we be felled by the sin eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. I quite like that idea. I don't know whether I've said this already, but I do find it interesting that they the use of the sunless sea for two reasons. First of all, because there is a video game out called The Sunless Sea, which, whilst I have not played, I own the soundtrack to, and it is excellent. And the game is supposed to be very good as well. But rather weirdly, in in several of the books that I've written, the Sunless Sea is a thing there as well. It is a sea, an infinite sea of endless dark and shadow, where the water is not really water, and great leviathans lurk in the deeps. Which apparently might be quite close to the Sunless Sea's plot, but I didn't know that at the time. Saying goodbye. Ooh, coffer. Hand gear. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for the blessed. I must insist you and your friends attend Todia's service as honoured guests. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others it will be held in the Darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. The Darker. Is that going to allow us through the gap? Oh, is Minfilia in trouble? Demajen and I learned so much about the Knights Blessed while you were away, and we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were sin eaters and... As long as she accompanied you, but do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little bird's told me, and it's telling me now that Demajen has business with us. What, the fact that I'm standing right here? Is something the matter? Not really, as far as I know. They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the dark, is it? Take care not to be late, I promise. Okay. That's this one. Since I discovered that OBS tells you how much time you can record for, I've been kind of fascinated by the statistics. Oh, I like this room. There's just something about the quality of the light in the area from these candles that's quite nice. 6 hours, 1 minute. Well, my hard drive is full. ... The elderly woman hands you a candle. She then points over to a nearby corner where you might place it. Oh, that's nice. It automatically selects the appropriate thing. I like this. And destination. I like how everybody faces this way because they've just run from the quest, whereas I want to survey the room. Yeah, I do like this robe outfit. I hope we get it. Oh, as you can tell, I went and glamoured my gear. Hello, Ishtola.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Sure. Sometimes I forget how tall my character is compared to the rest of the Scions. What actually was this guy's voice? I remember it being kind of Germanic. Or the Eastern European.
Let us begin.
Not quite as... I'm not good with accents. That music.
I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers.
A lot of solemnity in this story. A lot of loss.
We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
The funeral is Stola. We can't technically see that from here, but we've got dramatic eyesight.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
Resolution. I hate funerals, by the way. I've been to far too many.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks.
Just as an aside, I find it quite interesting, especially based on the fact that we've just had a full service, that when the Blessed were kind of introduced to us by name, at least, they were described very much as kind of zealots and not to be trusted and kind of twisted servants of darkness. And yet now, those ideas, those preconceptions have been broken down. As Y'shtola was saying a while back about the Exarch and his half-truths, I do wonder how grey this is going to get.
The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
You know I don't deserve such reverence.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, But if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will?
Who's beginning to sound a lot more like the original Minfilia.
Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Yes.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact.
Ah, Istola has found reference to the Light Warden.
Orionje and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating.
Oh.
Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
I do really like her brooch. I think I said this in a previous episode. It's not because it's tentacles, before any of you start making weird accusations. It's just an interesting design. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to have to turn chat off because it's full of people talking. Good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Ba, 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 ba. Right, hand gear. Blue spirits, gauntlets of fending. Stella seems quite pleased with herself. Stirring up trouble. One of my favourite pastimes. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkin Empire, and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with neighbouring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow help us get into Ixmire? That was it. Was it Ixmire? That sounds about right. Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove themselves an ally of the Ronkin Empire. So I think the dungeon that we're going to go to at 75 is going to be a place, a catacombs, ruins of the Ronkin Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins' protectors to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkin text and translations into a more modern dialect which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I'm confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Cytia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. Good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of Dark Worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. I ran into them whilst exploring. If I am to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I'm afraid I must ask you and Thancred to assist me. Okay, we can do that. Before you even ask, the answer is no. If we're to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. The problem with trying to coddle her... Yeah, see, Thancred seems very much about keeping her safe, whereas we keep helping her put herself in more dangerous situations. Obviously, we've got an entirely different motivation. Then let us convene outside to the west of Slitherbow, where the path diverges. Okay. That seems to have opened up some more quests for us. Well, does it actually? There's so many of them on this map. I think these are all ones that I've actually looked at already. I shall do that off camera. Yeah, there's definitely more of them now. And this is probably why we're under-geared, because there's so many side quests. And I keep forgetting which ones we've done and which ones we haven't. Bum, 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 bum. Beetle is power. What's that? A mechanical horse. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close, stay alert. I would avoid a confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them unto a sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. Me neither, you stoller. Me neither. Yeah, so up here there are some Jinn, which are the weird floaty faces. There's also A rank, S rank. Whoa, that's a giant. That's a giant head with a bird's head on top. That's just bizarre. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to fight. We've also got some flamingos, which are clearly not flamingos. Child of the Everlasting Dark. The Watchman came under attack. That's always a good sign. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We should have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya, then? My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary. The usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from fauna and animals. Then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nest where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nests and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampments. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. Smoking out them bees. Where's the outpost? There's the outpost. That's a flamingo. Flamingo off. Flamingo away. That was funnier. Ish. Supplies retrieved. The city are swamps. Oh yeah, there are pigs around here as well. Swine. Like we're gonna have to do some fighting. Beehive. Behave. Can't execute at this time. Oh. It won't automatically do it from... The bees begin to swarm. Buzz off. Collect. Oh, we need to do it again. I know it's a different action. Right, onwards to a hive number 2. I wonder what that was for a second. It's a guy on a behemoth mat. A charging swine. Ah, so that's what was going on here when we first arrived. Oh, there were more bees. Come to me, bees. Wah. I am the warrior of darkness, and you shall fear my mighty blade. Yeah, normally when you're leveling up an alternative job or something, there's never anybody around doing the same quest as you are. So it's always really interesting on kind of early access or launch when half a dozen people are doing the same thing as you are, and it spawns in a load of enemies. The guard returned to Slitherbow, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we need. How did you fare? That is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let us hurry before the bees begin to stir. I think we'll stir up some bees. Actually, no. Let's carry on. I was going to say let's stir up some bees in the next episode, but these can afford to be slightly longer. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spider's nests. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Ha! I think I saw in my exploration somebody doing this. The way was not clear. it was guarded by a guy with a spear, I think it was. Up. Fail. Piggy. All the piggies. Piggies everywhere. Oh, look. Hormites. Yes, it's over here. Yeah, see, they've got bright blue brazier things. No, I saw the spiders, I seem to recall, and I don't like spiders. Oh, look, somebody's parked the car here. Subtlety music. Up there is the airway. Do you see it? Yes. A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Then we should probably loosen the ropes, keeping it closed. Though we should probably loosen the ropes, keeping it closed. Enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honours? As long as you don't screw it up. Don't screw it up, Thancred. That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Please! By the abyss, they're everywhere! Help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders! It sounds like our plan is working. Still, it's quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If we should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy Stola more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard her. Hey. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if you both are ready. I am ready. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to fail to jump. Yeah, I've been and got... I think I've got all the ether currents on this side as well. Those things are really bizarre. Okay, yeah, this was where I came yesterday. Ba, ba, da, ba. Oh, they've just killed somebody. Oh, there's a lot of folks here. Interesting. It's quite packed. It wasn't when I came here yesterday. There were the bats. The bats were here. But there weren't any other enemies. Ba, 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 da, ba. Come with me. Fanatic bloodletting? I don't want to be involved in any of that, thank you. Slash. Gotcha. Right, Stola. The font of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further on. In this lovely green room, perhaps. Aha! Aha! Yes. This is it. I will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. A second thought. Would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? That is the Warriors of Darkness. We've got the White Mage, Lalafell. We've got the Paladin. We've got Ardbert in the middle, whose head seems to have been erased. We've got the Black Mage, and we've got the Archer. And they're bringing darkness with them? At a glance, I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. It would behoove us to learn all that we can. Yeah, what other things are there around here? Is it just... Oh, no. There are more. So we have a scene from Macbeth. Procession of Kings. That's a very literary reference. Yeah, that seems to be some kind of worship of something. A figure surrounded by a cloud of something, and then some cracks being swallowing things up. Huh. Right, let's examine the murals and take note of what events they may depict. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. The mural appears to be very old. A ruler sits atop a throne. So that's what that is above our head. Attended by their subjects. Primitive mural. The mural appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. The mural appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded.
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this.
That's us.
There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart.
They always are.
He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds.
I like that we've got Ardbert as our guide.
He actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. rather faded, isn't it? Compared to the others. Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
Huh.
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place.
Have we
Is
told?
something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
No, we haven't told anybody that we're seeing the Warrior of Darkness, have we? It's not like they're going to think us mad. I mean, let's be honest. They've let us get away with way stranger things. Huh. So I'm wondering who the Lion of Kings is. Also, why am I in first person? Here we go. I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablets. Tell me, Demajen, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Pretty much. Pictures of heroes. The Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire, and immediately before the floods. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be of use in the future. So remember it. Ba, 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 da, ba. That was so out of tune. Yeah, new gear. This particular set of gear is quite golden. I will be dyeing it. An unwanted proposal. We shall I wonder if that's a reference to Indecent Proposal. Probably not. Maybe that's just my brain. Probably just my brain. That's going to do it for that episode. We've had a little bit of history. We've had a little bit of exploration. Had a little bit of combat. We've had a little bit some more story with Ardbert, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'm quite liking these little flashes of insight that Ardbert is giving us. It's like a thread that's weaving parts of a tapestry together. So far, the story of Shadowbringers, I think, has been particularly well told in comparison to Stormblood. The bit that we are on now in Rak'Tika, I don't think is quite as emotionally gripping as the first couple of bits were. But we are starting to see some growth from Minfilia, which I'm liking. And Ishtola and her sass always makes things interesting. We shall continue with the Cat of Sass next time. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you are enjoying. And I will see you all in the next one. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.